Gong Xi Fa Cai! Today on That Lovell-Boland Life, we are back talking about one of our favourite topics.
Yes, today we're rating and ranking the best Lunar New Year snacks.
Welcome to the Year of the Tiger. I hope everyone has had a great start to the year so far.
Absolutely, and you know, Lunar New Year is all about traditions, but it couldn't be celebrated properly without food.
Yeah, and as expats, I really feel this is something that we both can partake in.
Yes, so today we're rating and ranking our favourite Lunar New Year snacks, but we also want your recommendations too.
Yeah, get in the comments below and tell us the best places in Singapore to find these delicious treats, be it independent bakeries or anywhere else.
Yes, we always love hearing from you, so do send in your suggestions. And before we get into it, please do give this video a big thumbs up. It just helps others find us who may agree or disagree with our choices.
Number 5 on the list is prawn rolls. So first on the list is the highly addictive prawn roll, and these are the tiny spring roll like snacks, and they are filled with dried shrimp and a little bit of sambal. So they are a little bit spicy, very savoury, but altogether really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Sam said, super addictive. You can just grab a handful of them and eat so many. But it actually has a really interesting tradition behind it, because shrimp signifies happiness and wealth, and the spring roll shape kind of emulates a gold bar. So overall, a really lucky snack to have at Lunar New Year time. Number 3A on the list is Kueh Lapis. So Kueh Lapis is a snack that's traditionally associated with Chinese New Year, but it can't really celebrate Chinese New Year without it. So if you don't know, Kueh Lapis is a very thin layered cake with different colours. So it's a real labour of love to bake this. And in Bahasa, lapis means layers, so it makes sense that kueh is cake and lapis is layers.
Yeah, I remember watching an episode of the Great British Bake Off and they were baking it, and yeah, it took a long time to bake. But this particular cake has its origins in colonial period. So when the Dutch came over to Indonesia, they had a similar type of cake, a similar layered cake. But I really feel like the Indonesians, the Malaysians, Singaporeans, all across Southeast Asia have made it a lot better.
Definitely, they've elevated it to the next level. But the big question on social media is, do you eat it layer by layer, or do you just bite into it? And I think we have different opinions on that, don't we?
Yeah, when I first moved to Malaysia, no one really told me how to eat it. So instinctively, I went layer by layer, and I feel like that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of just bite right into it, but I think I might be in the minority here.
So seeing as we have different ways of eating it, please put in the comments the way you eat it yourself.
Yeah, who's right? Am I right or is Sam right?
Number 3 is love letters. So again, this is another CNY snack that we first came across in KL, and I have to admit that I was mesmerised when I first saw these old ladies in Chinatown making them, pouring the batter into this like cast iron skillet. Some were made into like this waffle shape, some were made into this cylindrical cigar shape. But yeah, I have to say the taste is really nice, like this real strong coconut flavour, but it's crispy and crunchy as well.
Yeah, absolutely, but it has a real lovely meaning behind it, because they're called love letters because lovers did used to write letters of love and send them in these treats. So it's a real kind of special meaning behind it, a lot of tradition, and as Sam said, they taste fantastic. Number 2 on the list is Bak Kwa. So come Chinese New Year time, you're gonna see people queuing, and more likely than not, they're gonna be queuing for Bak Kwa. So if you don't know what Bak Kwa is, it's the thin barbecued jerky meat, which is mostly made with pork, but it can be made with things like chicken as well. And it's super delicious. It can be marinated with spices, or also sugar, so it can be sweet or savoury.
Yeah, the first time I ever had it was back in the UK, because Rianne used to bring it whenever she'd go and see her mum in KL. She'd bring back a big wedge of Bak Kwa. And the reason why she could bring it back is because it's preserved, like Rianne said, in the spices and the way it's barbecued. And that was one way of keeping meat back in the olden days, because meat was such a luxury. Which is ironic now, because Bak Kwa is so expensive that it even has its own index on Bloomberg.
Yeah, it can go for up to $70 to $90 per kilo. And the reason that people are willing to pay these prices for Bak Kwa is because it's seen as very lucky, because it's barbecued and preserved in a red color. So as we mentioned in our last video, red is seen as a very lucky color for Chinese New Year and auspicious start to the new year.
And topping our list, pineapple tarts. Now this is something we definitely want recommendations for, so if you have got a favourite place in Singapore to get these, then please comment below, because these are our favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you'll read so many articles here in Singapore about which is the best pineapple tarts, and you know, we have our preference about open and closed. Like, you prefer them closed, yeah. I prefer them open with the jam just like bursting full of flavour. It's delicious. But you know, again, these are something that really can cost a premium here in Singapore. You can, you know, upwards of $20+. I mean, the sky's the limit really when it comes to pricing, because people are willing to pay for them.
Yeah, these are not just CNY Snacks though. You will see them in Singapore all year round. I remember we went to New York a couple of years ago and Rianne's cousin said, please, please, please bring us these.
Yeah, they're good at Christmas, Hari Raya, I mean all year round really, so you can't go wrong. So please do hit us up with your suggestions. But you know, it's really interesting because these are actually very auspicious, because pineapple in Hokkien means coming of fortune. So you know, there is really a theme with Chinese New Year. It's wishing good things, auspicious, happy, luck, and of course pineapple tarts bring just that.
Yeah, and the good thing about pineapple tarts, or the bad thing that I find, is once you pop it open, it's like a Pringle. Once you pop,
you just can't stop.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so edible. The pastry is so flaky, buttery, you know, can't go wrong with a good pineapple tart.
So there you have it, that was our top 5 list of our favourite CNY snacks. You may agree, you probably disagree, but what we can agree on is for you to put your comments below.
Yeah, as we said earlier, we love hearing from you, so please do send in your suggestions about where the best place to find these snacks are.
Yeah, I cannot wait to have that feast of all these favourite CNY snacks. But from us to you, we really hope you've had a great start to the Year of the Tiger.
Thank you so much for watching. Please do give this video a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate it. And it just helps others find us who may agree or disagree with this video. And thank you so much, as we said, and we'll catch you on the next one.